Okay, welcome back to part 2. We're going to see if we can finish off the LightEver under cabinet lighting. We've got a zone 2 here that we got to deal with, and then we got a zone 3 over here that we got to deal with. Unfortunately, what I thought might have worked with further investigation, we got a little glitch. I was thinking that there was a little bit of space in between the microwave and this cabinet, and unfortunately that's just not going to fit. It's not going to fit on this side, and it's not going to fit on this side. So we've got two options. We drill a hole through here and then bring that wire out here and then run it in the back and run it down and then get it to come out in the back, and then we feed the lights from there. Same situation on this side here. We would have to drill a hole through here, go in the back, come down, drill another hole down in here, and then we can bring power underneath. It's kind of cheesy, so we're not going to do it that way. What I'm going to do here is I'm able to do some soldering and some splicing, so I'm going to cut this end off here, and actually it'll be, let's think here for a minute, it'll be this end. Yeah, I'm going to cut this end off, and that'll give me just the wire. We'll drill a small hole and then we'll feed the wire down, and you can see here we got plenty of length, and then I'll just splice this back on here so we've got it figured out, and I'll do the same thing on this side and we'll splice it back on. So I got to do it in two places. So what that buys us is we'll drill one hole in the back up here in the back corner, and that'll let us get down into this little space here that's between the microwave and this cabinet. It makes it a little bit neater, and then we'll just go ahead and run the wire over here like we did on the other zone 1 power feed. So that's what we're going to do. So next step is we've got to get this cabinet cleaned out, so we'll do that next. Okay, we got Jeannie in. She's going to go up and go ahead and deal with the pots and pans. Women, of course, are, they have natural ability when it comes to handling pots and pans in the kitchen. So, we've got a little resistance in the workforce there, a little pushback, but yeah, they've got pretty good ability. So we'll get that cleaned out. We got to clean the whole thing out, so we'll just kind of do that, and we'll come back when it's cleaned out. All right, we drilled a 3/16 hole. We're back right here in the corner, and we're hoping we got a clear shot. So we're going to take this light, we're going to put that up in there, and we're going to see if we see some light through there. So I'm going to have Jeannie look up in there and see what she sees. So let's see here. See anything, Jeannie?
A little dim, but...
You see light?
Yeah, but I definitely see light up in there. It looks to be clear sailing between the cabinet and the microwave.
Okay, so the next thing is we're going to trim off a section of this cable here and see if we can get it to feed down where I'm expecting it'll go. Okay, a little small glitch. I thought we could drill a hole in the bottom of this cabinet and access that cavity on the side of the microwave. As it turns out, that strategy did not work, so we had to go into the side here in order to get in between the two cabinets. So we did that on the left here, we did that on the right, and that worked out pretty well. And what we've got now is we got the power feed coming down through here on the right side, and then we've got the power feed coming down here on the left side. So we're good. The next thing we've got to do now, we snipped off these ends, so we got to do a splice now. So we'll have to take care of that, and then we'll be able to complete these cables and work with just a single hole. This works out a little bit better at the expense of kind of doing a splice here. So the next thing I guess we can do is go back up in here and set the splitter up and set the power up and put all the stuff back in the cabinet. So let's do that. Okay, so we got the power cables run here, the DC power cables. That's the splitter. Right here is your splitter, and there's the power supply. So we've got 2 feeds, one on the left, one on the right. This is kind of roughed in. I didn't put any cable ties in yet. Didn't put any strips on the power supply to restrain that. Want to make sure that everything works first. So the next thing we'll do is deal with those splices. That's going to take a little bit of time. We'll deal with that. So, but we're good here on top, and we can put some stuff back in the shelf here on top, right up in here. We can start reloading. Okay, we started with the splicing. I got my soldering iron here. I got my skinners here. We had to set up a bucket to elevate the workspace because the cable was constrained. So this is kind of how we did it. So we got some heat shrink tubing, and you can see we got 2 splices here, positive and negative. We were careful to get the same wires connected together. 3 pieces of heat shrink tubing, so we'll get that over those connections, and then we'll get a sleeve over that to replace the coating of the wire, and we'll call that kind of a done deal. So that's how the splicing went. Okay, we've got these 2 soldered connections with the heat shrink tubing. I put 2 little reference marks on here so we get this kind of centered up. So that's the heat shrink tubing there. So we'll go ahead and heat gun this. Okay, that's your completed splice.
Now that the splice is completed, we want to test out that the power is going to feed to the light. So what I'm going to do is go up, plug in the power supply that's up here, and see what happens. Voila! The splice worked beautifully, and the power is up.
Okay, we've got the second zone and the third zone. Everything's completed. The installation of these lights was pretty much as shown in the first part of this video. The connectors, we showed that. We had a little issue there with snaking the wire down on either side of the microwave, the left and the right side of the microwave there. But we got that squared away, and we can just take a look under here. That's kind of what we got going on there. Here's the wire, and then that's the wire there that joins the 2 lights, and then that's the wire there that comes from the top, and there's the switch. And then we can go over to this side. This one's got a dimmer. We decided to do a mood lighting on this side. So here's your power cable, and there it's coming in on the back, and then that's just the end of the light there with a terminator on it. So that's kind of how that works. So the lights are off. So we'll get Jeannie in here, and we'll operate these lights. Okay, there we go. So that's pretty good. And then we'll go over here and operate these lights. Like I said, that one's got a dimmer on, so we got a little bit of a mood lighting. It may not appear to dim properly because the camera is trying to compensate for the exposure, but it actually works. It actually works pretty nice. We've got it installed, so that'll be good. So you can see we got all the lights on. We've got the overhead light in the kitchen turned off. So here's all the counter space. Just pan this back and forth here. We got to clean some stuff up. We got to put some stuff back in the cabinets, but that's the easy part. So it's a pretty nice kit. I'd recommend it. Certainly makes a big difference in the kitchen countertop lighting. The LightEver kit attempts to accommodate a wide variety of lighting and installation needs. Our impression is the kit does a good job with its design, parts, and extras. Your installation will likely be different from what's shown in the video. The most challenging part of our installation was the wire runs on either side of the microwave oven. We drilled an unnecessary small hole which didn't compromise the installation. We ordered an extra kit to keep spare parts available. Since the LED strips are 12 volts DC, they won't have ballast problems like other 120 volt LED products. We needed two 12 volt DC power supplies for our installation, each running only 3 LED strips. The power supplies are rated for 6 LED strips, so we hope this will extend their life. The kits are offered in a variety of flavors to suit needs. Extra one-off parts are available like splitters, switches, dimmers, and power supplies. It's also nice they offer the kit in either black or white, white being a little more expensive, but a better choice for us. As retrofit lighting goes, I'd give this kit a thumbs up. The parts are well made and someone put a lot of thought into the design. I hope seeing our installation was helpful. Check out the links in the description for more details. Over and out. Thanks for watching.